Getting it going here on a Tuesday afternoon. PHNX Cardinals Brack. Our guy, Brittan Golden, returns to the studio. We're excited to have you back. BG, how we doing, my man?
We're good. Sweated about 10 pounds off the golf course today, but we're good.
Man was out there doing some work on the links. Also, we've got our award-winning producer, Damon, Dawg, behind the Mac, making us sound so nice. Looks so good, about as good as we can possibly look. And we're going to get into how good one fourth overall pick out of Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. has looked so far through minicamp and OTAs, catching passes from Kyler Murray and crew. And of course, we got to get our very own wide receiver on the program in order to get that valuable insight. I want to say what's up to the chat. Emily, JoJo, what's going on? Fishbowl Flash winning the competition today, getting the first super chat in. Damon, if we could throw this up, $2. First today, HTL, go Cardinals. Hold the line. Now it's hit that like button. Appreciate that Fishbowl Flash. Friend of the program. What's up, Shafe? Kyle asking, is John without the H in there? Johnny will return to this program tomorrow. He will end his, I think he's been on vacation, sabbatical for like 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know what he's been doing. He hasn't been doing the show. He's been slacking, that's for sure, BG.
All you see on Instagram is him climbing mountains in Hawaii.
That's right. I saw him.
Looks like he's having a great time.
I saw him like scaling a waterfall. He was just getting blasted by water in shorts.
He didn't look like he was going anywhere.
No, he was stuck. He wasn't. I think he said he tapped out on that whatever he was doing, and it didn't shock us, Damon. But looks like he's taken in nearing the end of some well-deserved time off for our guy, JV. Andy, Steven, I see you. Richard saying, what's up, BG and Bo? What's going on, Richard? Agent 47, BG time. Agent 47 also saying, Johnny always said that this is his show. Don't seem like that anymore. That's music to my ears.
It's now Bo's show.
Yeah,
sorry, Johnny.
It's Bo and BG and Damon Dawg show. The rest of the way. Also have an underrated, kind of under-the-radar breakout star for the Arizona Cardinals potentially, but wanted to get into what's going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. to get your expertise, Brittan, because, Damon, if we could throw up, do we have the practice highlights from Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe kind of get some insight? But you were telling me off air, I mean, like if somebody comes in at this point and doesn't look good in shorts, we got a big red flag.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's hard to gauge, how good somebody's going to be in OTAs and mini camp and all that, because like you said, you're in shorts and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Right? There's no contact. You're not bumping with anybody. If you can't look like a top-tier receiver
right
in this time, then it's probably not going to be good for you. And from everything you've seen online and the videos and everything, he's looked exactly how you would want him to look in shorts and a T-shirt. He's making the plays. He's catching the football. I mean, he's a top-tier receiver. He was the top receiver off the board for a reason. So, we'll look forward to training camp.
Can you tell anything when they're just playing pass and catch here? I mean, we'll see a little quick hitch here from Marvin. I mean, that's pretty quick out of his quick into his break there. I mean,
it's smooth. He looks smooth in and out of his routes. He's catching the ball. His eyes look good. I mean, and it's all it is right now is just time, and that's what we're working on now.
Yeah,
this is what this time right here is for. All right, working on timing with your quarterback. Let your quarterback know how fast, how quick you get in and out of routes. And I mean, when I was playing, I hated OTAs because it's like you do all this practice all week for no reward at the end of the week. There's no game. Right. But, what's kind of like, Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice.
Talking about practice.
But, you want it. And it's good that Kyler's here. Kyler's having a full offseason with his receivers. We're not worried about him coming back in week 10 again or whatever it was. Like, he's going to have a full offseason with all these guys. They're going to get into training camp and be able to go through the entire thing again. And we're hoping that everything's on the same page come game time.
All signs point to Marvin Harrison Jr. running out of the X. What's the biggest, I guess, hurdle he's going to run into kind of running that route tree?
He doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. And you saw that in college. And he's playing the X position which that's normally where you put your big guy that you're trying to put your playmaker and stuff in that situation. There's not a crazy ton of things you need to know at the X position. There's not a lot, especially on the hot route stuff, knowing who blitzes. There's really only one or two things that turns you into a hot receiver. But I think just being able for him to go out, he played in the biggest stage in college football. Right. So he knows that he's gone against a whole bunch of these guys that he's going to see at DB during the season. He's already played against them in college. So I don't think it's going to be a crazy drop or a jump that he's going to have to make. I think it's just him playing his game. When
cornerbacks, they're gonna want to step up to the plate just as much on Marvin Harrison Jr. as anybody. Probably in the preseason, some guys trying to maybe carve a name out for themselves. What are they going to what's the first trick they're going to take out of their bag to slow down somebody like Marvin Harrison Jr., 6'4", 210, with that, game-breaking speed?
I think the biggest thing guys are going to do, especially in the preseason, is try to get up tight and try to put hands on him quickly, right? And, he's seen press coverage. He saw press coverage all of his career in college. Yeah. That's just something that you got to do to try to slow down somebody like that. But, it didn't really work well in college. I don't expect it to work well against him in the NFL. We're hoping it doesn't. But, there's going to be corners that are going to go out there and try to make a name. Like you said, try to get into his head quickly, try to put hands on him. And, he'll be prepared for that. You have one-on-ones during training camp. And you're going to have your own guys who don't get to go against you on game day. They get practice the only time they get to go. They're going to try to do the same thing, try to get hands on him and try to pressure him. And I know the coaches we've talked to JG and guys like that, at the combine and whatnot. They're going to put him in positions to have him ready to get to go. Yeah. They're going to make sure he's seeing press coverage and stuff and have guys just literally, we don't even care what you're doing defensively right now. I want you to just quick jam, get hands on him, make him uncomfortable. That way he's ready to go game day.
I also think that, with somebody like Marvin Harrison Jr., and it's surprising to say as you looked at last year's roster, but they did a good job in identifying playmakers in this offense before adding Marv. Like James Conner emerged, had a 1,000-yard receiving season. You had Greg Dortch, once again, coaching staff, he had to kind of bang him over the head and tell him, hey, I can play, I can get open, I can make plays. And then Michael Wilson, when he was healthy, and especially at the end of the year, he showed that he could play that Z position really well. So it feels like Marv has the infrastructure to come in and produce early.
Oh, for sure. And I'm super excited to see what Michael Wilson does this year. Hopefully we can get a full season of healthy out of him, and all that's going to do is help Marvin even more. If you got a guy playing Z with the talent that Michael has to go out there and perform, now you're just giving Marvin plenty more time, because now you can't double one guy. Now you got to worry about stuff like that. But we got playmakers. There's lots of playmakers on this offensive side of the ball.
McBride.
We didn't even talk about the tight end, right? But you've got receivers, you've got a running back, you've got a quarterback, right? Tight end. Outside of that, the offense has got everything that looks great on paper. Now it's got to be done in the game, but when you write it down on paper and look at the playmakers that are in this offense, it looks like you've got a great spot.
We're going way back to 2013. The first year of Bruce Arians, and I think it was probably like doing astrophysics with BA's offensive playbook, his philosophy compared to like what Petzing is doing. Not to say that Petzing isn't doing something, high level, but I think it's more like we're going to do something simple, but at the best of our capabilities. But BA, like we saw Carson Palmer come in here through 20 picks his first season, but then the next season we saw that jump.
Oh yeah.
And now, like, what's it going to take to see Kyler Murray, his second season in this offensive scheme, take that Palmer-like jump where, before the injury in 2014, he was rolling. And then in 2015, if Cam Newton wasn't in the league, he's winning the MVP.
Oh, facts. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be such of a jump that we'll see from Kyler, because you kind of saw how it meshed at the end of the season as it progressed going into the last few games. You could see them starting to get on the same page, play calling, and then executing the plays that were called. But I expect it to be, just even if it's a slight jump, I expect it to be better from the get-go. I don't think it'll be anything that they'll have to walk into. That'll make you nervous if it looks like we're not on the same page by week 1 this year.
The rumblings at a camp, what we've seen, not camp, but OTAs, what we've seen from Marvin Harrison Jr., like our guy Brittan saying, like, you got to look the part at this time of year. If you don't, that's where the issue is. And that's why you're hearing guys are coming in the best shape of their life. They're making plays all over the place because, it's like a dress reharsal, right?
That's what you want to hear right now.
It's not physical. Like nobody's got pads on. There's no violence up front. There's no violence at all. But you're hearing everything you want to hear coming from Cards OTAs. We caught up with Budda Baker yesterday. He answered a bunch of questions, one about his contract, but also was asked about the Cardinals' 4th overall pick of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin, he's a great kid, guy who's hard worker, kind of, lead by example type of guy, kind of quiet right now. But, of course, he'll open up that shell. But, that's how it is as a rookie. You come in, you want to learn from older guys, but you also want to kind of just grind, not talk much, kind of just grind. And I see him doing that each and every day. He's in the weight room. He's in the weight room early. He's getting extra work on his body. So it's definitely something exciting. And, to have a father that's a Hall of Famer is definitely something special. So for him, sky's the limit. Very excited to see him play in full pads, but see him play against other players as well, other teams.
It's interesting, like, for Marvin Harrison Jr. with all that he comes on with on his resume, including that Hall of Fame father, the guy that's got a bust in Canton, played with is the primary playmaker for Peyton Manning so many years. And what he was able to accomplish at Columbus, 28 touchdowns over the last couple seasons. He got an invite to New York for the Heisman. He was a Heisman finalist, Blitnikoff winner, first non-quarterback off the board. Is it understating that he's a guy that came in kind of with his head down mentality? Like you've been in NFL locker rooms. Is that important?
I mean, it just shows the character of him. Right? Yeah. He came in and he didn't come in on his high horse. He didn't come in saying, hey, this is me. Right? I'm Marvin Harrison Jr. I got a Hall of Fame father. I did everything. I won all the awards. He came in, like Budda said, with his nose down, his head down, ready to come in and work and just to get better. So I think you've got to respect that. You've got to be super excited about that as a coaching staff and the front office to know that you got a good one that came into the building.
Yeah, I mean, Budda Baker's saying that. That's not just, one of his fellow wide receivers, not just a second-year guy. That's Budda Baker going in his 8th year that plays on the defensive side of the football, and he likes that, this guy with huge name, huge brand recognition right out of the gates is coming in with kind of a lunch pail mentality, putting in the work.
Oh, yeah, and it's still crazy. We talked about it. It's still crazy. I'm hearing Budda talk about the kid is good. I remember when Budda was a rookie. But, yeah, I mean, that's the respect that you see, though. When somebody on the other side of the football, is noticing how you carry yourself, how you brought yourself into the building, how hard you work each and every day, coming in early, leaving late, doing everything right. You're doing something right at that point.
Yeah, let's check out some of these super chats. Jump right back into them. Damon Cat.
Oh, we got a Damon Cat now.
Just meow. Damon, you what thoughts on that? Damon Dawg?
Bark.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Cardi D, $2 super chat. Bo, D-Dog, BG, Red Sea. This year's going to be special. It feels like something special. I saw this today that teams with a 6.5 win total, according to Vegas odds, 63% of them, they best that 6.5 win total. So the Arizona Cardinals, they seem like they're in line. They're trending like a team that can bet the over on, hit the over as far as the win totals go during that respective season. Also, people are crushing the chat as well. Some of them I can read, some of them I can't. But you guys are crushing it out there.
Cardi D's last chat is killing me.
Where was that? Just
he's just saying what's up to Merv.
Busting on what's up. We got the origin story there for Mervin. There was I think was it a substitute teacher there?
It was, yeah.
Read his last name, but we love our guy Merv. And so BG loves Merv. What's he talking about here?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
He's got a sob story from the draft party. Or is he?
Was it at the draft? I'm sorry if I left you hanging. I wasn't paying attention. That's on me.
Says BG, forgive me, but not forget. You left me there contemplating my whole life, the somberness that filled my heart after you ignored me and left me hanging at Gila River Hotel and casinos. Sad times. There was not intentional. I can tell you that.
No intentions.
BG is a man of the people, and would like to talk and greet anybody who wants to talk to him. That's for sure. Sports hero. Marv didn't come in like Johnny Venerable, the scat back with a huge ego. Marv is more professional, no doubt about it. Damon, cat better than dog. I disagree with that.
Highly disagree.
Yeah. Hey, Damon, do we have the JG clip talking about Marvin from yesterday? We already get rid of that.
No, I don't have it immediately, but I can get it for us very easily.
Yeah, we can get into that in a little bit. I wanted to get Brittan's thoughts on that, but it's pretty much right there with what we've been talking about with the Arizona Cardinals' 4th overall pick and Marvin Harrison Jr. Got to tell you guys about this great event going on, Chicken and Pickle. We love our friends over at Chicken Pickle. We were out there in Glendale, right by State Farm Stadium. Out there on the pickleball courts, things got competitive. Things were said that I'm sure many of us regret, but we don't regret going out there and competing, right? On the field of play, some things are said, but Damon and I also partner up with Leah Merrill as well, and we got better and better each and every time out there on the court. And I think we came away better friends, better teammates, and
I hate Eric and Shane now.
Well, yeah, we hate the people on the other side of the court there, no doubt about it. But look, if you're looking for a place to go out there, compete, just scratch that competitive itch, but also eat some delicious food. Like they got their Speedy 7 lunch that gives you that great CMP taste. It's an express track every Monday through Friday, 11 to 3. Dine in for Speedy 7 lunch special. Choose from 7 menu favorites and a drink for just $12.99. It's tough to beat that around the valley for great quality food for lunch. Also, we got our trivia night going on. You can test your knowledge. Our weekly trivia night, Tuesdays at 7. Don't miss out on this. Great trivia. Always love a good trivia night and in a great place setting like Chicken and Pickle. Don't miss out on that. Eat, drink, and play pickleball at Chicken and Pickle. Also, BetMGM. Damon, he missed out on the opportunity to make us all big fat winners by predicting correctly that Christian Walker was going to hit a granny on Saturday. We could have taken home that $50,000 daily prize or share the prize. You can get in on it. Don't miss any more opportunities. Grand Slam jackpot promotion only with BetMGM. We love BetMGM, the official sports book of PHNX. Sign up right now. Download the app to your smartphone, your iOS, your Android, or just visit BetMGM.com. Sign up, deposit at least $10. That's all it takes to get started into your BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager. Receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the bet loses. Even if the bet does lose, your bonus bet will be available once your initial wager is settled. Once that game is final, whatever the bet may be, all you do, sign up, BetMGM, use the bonus code PHNX, place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app for at least $10, and you'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if that bet loses. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on the bonus bets. Bet for your shot at $50,000 in bonus bets. The Grand Slam jackpot only with BetMGM. Now, see the show notes for full details and listen to our guy Shane talk about it in the disclaimer.
Bonus bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Goes to Pat Tilley. Pickleball equals sissy sport. I want to accept that slander here in the chat. I'm more with sports hero Chicken and sports. Or playing sports equals a win-win. Have you played pickleball yet?
I've played one time. I attempted to play it.
It's an easy sport to pick up. That's what I think is so intriguing about it.
I already have too many hobbies.
Yeah.
You know, I say too many. I just play golf way too much.
Right.
But, you know, I don't think I need another addicted hobby.
I feel like Brittan is like the golden example of like giving like a former NFL receiver like a little bit of time. Like Brittan would be the best pickleball player in the
he'd
world.
Smoke everybody in this office.
I mean, in the office, no question.
Isn't it a lot of running?
Not really.
No, it's a very small.
You would cook.
Sport. Yeah.
I did see that Larry is good at pickleball.
Yeah, hell yeah,
he's
he
invested
is.
in like in the league.
Yeah, he's really good at pickleball for sure. Yeah, I've never really gave it a shot. I was on vacation last summer, and a couple of the guys I was out there with played pickleball, and they had a court out there at the resort we were at, and it was fun, don't get me wrong, but I felt like singles is tough.
Yeah.
Like if you play doubles, it's kind of
tough.
okay, but like singles, I was running a lot, and I don't do much running.
Singles is a little bit more difficult for sure.
it's a good. It's not a cardio thing, but it's
Get the body moving a little
you
bit.
get going.
Get the circulation going.
Didi saying only 44 likes. Hold the line or hit the like now. I agree with that. Let's get it going. Somebody was asking what you shoot on the links. What'd you shoot today?
I shot an 84 today. It was ugly though. I had 3 doubles. It was disgusting. Ugh, bad day.
So what's your
handicap's a 7.5.
Okay. See that?
So when I play good, it's okay. But like today was just.
You were telling us you were out in Colorado bombing shots down the fairway.
Man. Colorado. I tell you what, we were out there this last weekend playing, and it was like I hit a drive, and it was a 387-yard par 4, and I was pin high. Now the worst part about it is I still bogeyed the hole. Right?
That's the worst.
It took me 4 shots to go literally 10 yards, but it was just like. When I hit that drive, the guy I was playing was a random guy I played with. He goes, "Wow!" I said, "Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna go that far either." The elevation's crazy.
But do you run into the issue like if you bomb a drive, but then you get in there and you're probably, let's say you're just like 160 from the pen, then you got to question like, what do you hit? You
do question. Yeah. Well, I think it was worse like today. So today was the first time I played since I got back yesterday, but I played today and I was hitting a pitching wedge 170 yards out there. So, and I didn't really put 2 and 2 together today because I'm not the smartest. I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, but I grabbed the pitching wedge. Just about 165 out. I hit the pitching wedge. And it went about 150. And I was like, what's going on? And then it was like, hey, you're not in Colorado anymore.
You're not Mile High living any longer. No, you got to hit the lab, which I know you're in there on a daily basis. But yeah, hitting a pitching wedge 170, it
just flew. I hit it and I was like, wow.
Yeah,
that went so far.
I agree with this. The super chat jumping in there saying that Brittan's a great guest. He's part of the PHNX Cardinals show, that's for sure. But anytime we can get him on, he keeps it 100. Also, Damon Cat coming right back at your bar with a 199 meow. And Saint Blurry, thank you, a generous 1999 super chat. MHJ will be better than Justin Jefferson this upcoming season. Now
bold prediction of the season. Bold prediction.
That's bold. Now, we were talking a little bit. Your thoughts on Justin Jefferson's huge $140 million deal yesterday. 4 years, 140.
4 for 140 with 110 guarantee. I think blew my mind was that $88 million due at signing.
Yeah.
I mean, you always worry about the guy that got that fat payday, though, and worried about, like, how that season's going to be. Because, I mean, I couldn't even fathom any type of money that looked like that. No. But when you get to that amount of money, it's like $88 million the day you signed on the dotted line.
Like when Larry retired, he was the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, and I think he was like approaching 200 mil. That might be a little too high. So to see like Justin Jefferson in one contract best what Larry did in his career is pretty absurd.
It does. You do have to think that when Larry retired, what, 18?
20.
20.
He played the COVID season.
I left in 18. I'm an idiot. Yeah, but I mean, Larry, the money and every year the salary cap is just going up and up and up. And these guys are getting paid more. You've seen the level of receiver, how high they've been getting paid over the years. So, I mean, if you were to put Larry in today's game as coming out, right, or in the position that Justin Jefferson is, he would have saw the exact same, probably if not more, especially with the production you've seen. I mean, Larry had what, 10 drops in 20 years of playing the game?
Yeah, he had more career tackles than drops.
It's one of those things. Like you knew when the ball went to number 11, it was getting caught every single time. So, I mean, the production he put out, if you switched positions with Justin Jefferson, Larry would be making $150 million right now, too.
$182 million he made in his NFL career. That's not including endorsements. And you got Justin Jefferson getting just 44.
In a 4-year span.
Yeah, a 4-year span. Oof. He's making about 35 a year. And it puts in perspective, Cardinals selecting 4th overall wide receiver that's going to make $35 million over the next 4 years combined. Total. Yeah. He's going to be making $8 million.
4th overall pick.
Yep.
Right. And I mean,
and you could get similar production.
Well, and that's what you're thinking of, because now the crazy thing to think about is in 4 years.
Yeah.
Right now we're looking, if Marvin has this same type of production, right? God willing, we're hoping he does.
Yeah.
But if he has the same type of production, you're looking at somebody that's going to look at about a 4-year for $200 million contract at receiver.
At wide receiver.
At receiver. So, I mean, hey, it ain't my money. Go get it.
No, absolutely. I mean, if he is, so far he's checked a couple of the boxes. So, I mean, Jefferson was going into his 5th-year option year. So it's not like the quarterback. So when the quarterback traditionally, if you're a franchise caliber guy, 1st-round pick, you finish year 3, you get extended going into your 4th season. So at least there's no precedent so far to where Marv's going to want to accelerate that timeline and get paid like a year earlier or negotiate that contract.
No, and it could be, down the line, right? And this is just, we're just talking about future stuff here. It doesn't really mean much, but I mean, it could be a situation where he has that production and he doesn't even have to ask for it, right? It's one of those situations where the Cardinals say, hey, we've got who we want. Let's just go ahead and do it now.
Right.
But like you said, there's nobody that's gotten paid crazy early at receiver with crazy money. So it'll still work out on that timeline. You'll play your 4 years. 5th-year option comes about. If it's that time to extend, you either extend them or you don't.
Yeah. Getting back into that Marvin conversation because Agent 47 demands so. We talk about 4 years. We don't need to talk about now,
right.
LOL. And that's fine. I mean, but I wanted an update yesterday, so I asked Gannon kind of his early impressions about Marvin Harrison Jr., and this was his answer.
Yeah, he's extremely detailed. He does a lot of extra, probably too much. I'm going to be fighting him about that. And he's just like everybody else right now, kind of getting out there and making sure he's going to make some mistakes and learning from his mistakes and, understanding the thought process from Drew, the quarterback perspective, where he needs to be, all that stuff. So, yeah, I liked how he's jumped in, and he's doing a good job. Because if we're spaced out with how many reps and the amount of workload that he gets, and then he goes and runs 100 routes on the weekend, he might be dragging today. You know what I mean? So now he doesn't drag, but I'm just talking about, I love extra work. You just got to be smart about it. You just got to have a routine about it, about what you're doing. You only get 1 cup a day. How you fill in your cup? You know what I mean? And if you're overflowing it somewhere, it's going to take from somewhere else, or you might not develop like we want you to develop. So he's doing a good job with his routine and his plan, what he's doing.
Is that the biggest part about becoming a pro? I'm sure once you inked your first NFL contract, you're like, I'm going to make sure that they aren't wrong about this. And then you're putting in the work, and then you realize you can overwork yourself.
No, and you can. And I completely understand what JG's talking about at that point, because you love to see that as a coach, as a GM and an owner. You love to know that the guy that you brought in, right, is out there doing everything he can, right, to make sure that you know that he's the guy that you wanted him to be, right? Yeah. He's working his ass off. He's doing it. But at the same time, I understand where JG's coming from, right? I don't want you to overwork yourself thinking that you have to prove a point, to the point as now you've overexerted all this energy. When by the time you get to practice, like you said, he's out there running 100 routes on the weekend, right? You're going to run 100 routes this week,
right?
In OTA practice. He doesn't want it to get to where you've just completely burned yourself out on a Saturday and Sunday, to where you come back from Monday practice and now, it's a hamstring, or it's a groin, and now you got to miss a little bit of time. So I get to the point of overworking because it's very easy to do. Mm-hmm. And I had a problem with that. And, and just because of how I was an undrafted guy, I felt like I had to prove everything, right? Just to stay on a roster, just to make a practice squad. So it's very easy to overwork yourself and put yourself, in a hole. So from what he was talking about, that it's you just got to be smart on how you handle it, right? You can get extra work on the weekend. You can do that. Just be smart with it, that you're not going overboard and filling your cup too full where you're overflowing, it's taken from something else.
Yeah. Merv saying JG's certified NFL coach, liked his answer there. Jessica saying JG getting better at answering questions, or it's just because it's the offseason. I think it just depends on the question. If you can kind of lead him to a spot where he's going to give you something he's willing to kind of give some insight on without kind of taking the curtain back on what they're trying to do. Ultimately, it's about the team being the best spot to compete this season. Cardi D saying JG's smartness is underrated. Fire in his gut. And Sports Hero saying MHJ will need to pace himself because of the length and brutality of the NFL season. And I think he kind of already knows that benefiting from his father for who he is and how long he played. Like, that was part of the reasoning, Brittan, like they had for how they approached the pre-draft process.
Yeah.
They started like kind of projecting, like we all do, looking at the mock drafts and saying, okay, they could be quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. The best we can do is 4. So, like, what are we going to go do? Bust our ass, to perform at the combine, to perform at a pro day when I've got all this tape, and the best I can do is just squeak inside the top 5. And then Marv, that was mostly seniors' reasoning, while Marv Jr. was talking about the rookie wall, which is very real because you're going through this, you're going straight from the college season to preparing for the draft to rookie minicamp to OTAs. You stick it around after, most of the veterans have left next week after mandatory, and then you're the first people back in the building when
you're there a week early for training camp. So no, it's the reasoning behind it. It is a long season. And they've added a week since I stopped playing.
Yeah.
Right now you've got an extra game during the year, but it's a long way. The rookie wall hits everybody. Nobody gets away from the rookie wall. It's going to hit you at some point, whether it's for a game or 2 or 3. You're going to run into that situation. And like you said, right, as soon as you're done playing college ball, especially if you go to that college playoff, as soon as you finish, you go straight in to for this combine training, right? And I think that's going to end up being helpful to him. He didn't have to go into that. He didn't do it. Right? You're putting yourself in a position to hurt yourself in combine training. Right? You don't want to think about it, but anything can happen out there trying to work for a 5-10-5 or a 3-cone drill or just working for a 40. You've seen guys who blow a hamstring just training for a 40, right? So, I think, like you said, his father's a Hall of Famer. He played a ton of years in the NFL. He knows how this game goes. He knows how long an NFL season is, including preseason. Do I expect Marvin to play a lot of preseason games? No, I do not. But, it's to the point where he's got a lot of the right people in his corner. He's set up for success, knowing, that it's going to be long. You're going to be in this situation. Just prepare yourself and mentally at this point.
It was an issue that the previous regime didn't have a problem with. It's because they didn't play rookies.
No.
And that wasn't the right way to go about it anyway. That was actually on the opposite end of the spectrum where guys were fresh because, all they were really doing was practicing and seeing like 20% snap loads during the season. So they expect to get early production and impact from their rookie class, their first and second year guys. But now you're seeing with that, like when we talked to Michael Wilson on draft night, he revealed like he had to scale this back. He told us this at Radio Row and at the Super Bowl too. Like at some point, like you can overwork yourself or you can eat too clean of a diet. At some point you gotta relax. You gotta put some R&R on your body or you're gonna pay for it. And that's an interesting angle that nobody really thinks about.
No, and he's right. Right, you get to the point where you're so caught up on this crazy diet and you're so caught up in working over and over and over that you forget to kind of relax and enjoy the moment. Right? A lot of times you see guys that do that, right? They overwork everything. They're so, on this diet that I've got to stick to this diet. I've got to stick to this diet. And you kind of lose the love for what you were doing, right? Because now it's, this is a business, right? The NFL is a business. You're no longer on scholarship. You have a bad day. Let's be real. You could lose your job.
Right.
It's happened. It happened to me 8 times, right? It's just that situation. So don't forget to have fun. Now, I'm not saying, just be lazy and get to the point where, you're having too much fun and going crazy. But, as JG, as you said, he's just make sure that you're enjoying the moment at the same time.
Yeah. And you got to find that sweet spot. And you're right. Like it's not going drastically one way or the other. It's finding that sweet spot.
The happy medium.
Yeah, that happy medium. Absolutely. You're getting a lot of compliments on your shirt. Golf is dope. I like it. I like it almost as much as my PHNX Locker Southwest Bias tee, but we're not going to get into that argument. There is another member of the Arizona Cardinals wide receiver core that could be an under-the-radar breakout star for the Arizona Cardinals in 2024. We'll get into that, but I got to tell you about our friends over at OG's and what they're doing. Of course, Arizona's favorite cannabis kitchen, cooking up the most delicious gummies, and they're going to give you the cannabis experience that you're looking for. It's not necessarily, what are we doing? Do we have a Corbin Carroll? Is that on the show right now?
It's on the back end.
Right.
No one can see that, but you made sure you aired it out.
They're begging for likes. I need to see Budda Baker or Johnny Venerable or Kyler Murray asking for likes.
none of the great people of this chat could see that.
You're right.
Only
I apologize,
you and
Damon.
Brittan.
That's on me. That's a mistake on my part. But no mistake is made when you check out OG's, their full product line. OGsbrands.com. Figure out if you like the fruits, if you like the creams, if you like maybe the happy balance. We talk about that, right? The happy balance might be the way to go. Or if you're just looking for something to help you, maybe get to sleep and stay asleep. They got the Sleep Time Gummy. We love every single product from OG's because it's all geared towards giving you the cannabis experience you're seeking for yourself. OGsbrands.com. Find them on your socials at OG's Brands and in your local dispensary. You got to be 21 years or older, of course, to enjoy it. But we love our friends over at OG's and our friends over at Circle K. Become a free member of the Inner Circle. Start saving at the pump today. And becoming a member of the Inner Circle, you'll save money in that convenience store over at Circle K, America's Thirst Shop. Just go download and sign up for their new app right now. It's a free membership program. You just download the Circle K app today. You'll start saving 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups, then 3 cents per gallon after that, and then you'll tap into another echelon where you'll save 5 cents per gallon after that, and it's free. Did we mention that? You'll get 79-cent Polar Pops and Frosters as well. Huge deal over there at Circle K, just becoming a free member of the exclusive beverage deal right now at any Arizona location now through September 3rd. You can find it in the app under Inner Circle offers. Join Inner Circle today for free by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I think I got to have you put the Corbin thing up just so I don't look like a crazy person.
I saw it. It's okay.
You saw it, right? I didn't take too many of the OGs, which it might be impossible. There it is. Damon making sure I'm not looking like the crazy person saying somebody's on the wing on the airplane.
I didn't put it quite up on our show yet. But
okay. So we're still there. It is. There it is. Now get that immediately off the screen. Get our beloved Budda or Johnny Venerable or Kyler Murray on the screen. Or beloved, how about Greg Dortch? This was on the Twitter streets today. Very complimentary chart. Damon, do we have this where Greg Dortch was the outlier in a good way as far as wide receivers versus man coverage and the separation that they get? And if you look all the way up in the top right-hand corner, you'll find Greg Dortch is so good at getting separation. He separated himself from the rest of the pack on this chart even. It's unbelievable the amount of separation he gets.
Oh, he showed it, right? And we talked about it last year, his ability as a return guy, how good he is, navigating his way through traffic and stuff like that. The quickness, the speed he's got, if you're going to be bold enough to put him one-on-one in the slot with your nickel corner, right? Yeah. That's not even our best corner. You're putting him on a nickel. And, I expect him to win 10 out of 10. If you're going to put him out there for 10 plays and you're going to play man coverage on Greg Dortch in the slot, he's going to win 10 times. He's got everything you want as a slot receiver. He's quick, he's got great hands, and he can make people miss in the open field. So, it doesn't surprise me at all to see him at the top of this chart.
It's an insane how he separated himself from everybody else. Cardi B saying, dude, that is insane. I didn't even see it until he said something. But yeah, Dortch is all the way up there. He played only 28% of his snaps in the slot last year. They mostly needed him to fill in on the outside. But then the previous season, when he kind of his season where he emerged for the Cardinals in the 2022, he played, I think, over 80% of his snaps in the slot. Does he have anything that's standing in his way and immediately kind of breaking out in the slot position this year?
As long as he's doing what he's supposed to do, which I fully believe and know he probably is, but in practice and doing all that stuff right there, I see no reason why he doesn't come out there and he's the starting slot and ready to go. He's proven himself, especially over the last 2 years, of what he can do. And even the end of last season, right? They put him in big situations, third down plays. He's making crazy plays, making one guy miss and turn it into a 40-yard touchdown. So, he's done. He's put everything on paper that needs to be on paper. He's shown it on the field, and I think this is his spot to lose.
The physicality, is that going to be an issue at all for a guy at 5'8"?
No. He's a punt returner.
Especially this day and age, right?
And kick returner. He gets hit. Yeah. Right? He gets bumped. And like we said, with the shiftiness and what he's got on the line of scrimmage, you're not playing press man coverage in the slot more than once or twice a game. And goes back to it being a nickel guy in there, right? He might be a physical nickel.
Yeah.
But if you lunge and miss in the slot, you might as well just go to the sideline.
When you look at this entire Cardinals offense and all the playmakers, MHJ, Trey McBride, we've got Michael Wilson and then Greg Dortch, who benefits kind of the most, just how they're set up offensively? Like, who's going to find the most open space in the field? I mean, we see there, like, Dortch is just unbelievable at finding it himself, but who's going to be out there? And it just feels like, man, there wasn't a defender within, 10 feet of him.
I mean, a lot of it's just going to be scheme-wise, right? Once you go back to the play column, the scheme, and how we get it going, we're not going to find that out in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. It's going to be, week 7, week 8, week 12, that we start to notice, like, hey, this guy's always open. And a lot of it's going to depend on all 3 of them, right? Especially between Dortch, Marvin, and Michael. Like, who's going to go out there? They're all going to. I think all 3.
Zay Jones.
And Zay Jones in the pack too. I completely forgot that we signed him out here. I'm not even going to lie to you. But you've got 4 fully capable guys that are playing in this offense that can break out. They've all done it in this league. I mean, outside of Marvin being a rookie. But, I mean, these guys have shown that they can play in the league. They've shown they can get open. They've shown they can make plays. The sky's the limit right now for this group, especially just those top 4, right? And add Trey McBride to that group and he's number 5. I mean, you've got, if you go out with a 5-wide set, I mean, good luck as a defense. Yeah. You can't play man because somebody's open. And
I even feel like if you go out there in 11, when you've got 3 wide and then James
Conner and whoever you want to Trey. Yeah, and we had a couple formations we had a formation called Royal in BA's offense, and it was you just replaced the H with a receiver. So it was technically 11 personnel. Right, but now the running back is replaced with the receiver, and now he's playing the H position. I did it a few times, but there was times. I mean, I wasn't always active, but when there was times when we were in Royal, I would go in and play the H. Same thing.
Would you ever have to get in the pass pro?
No. There was a time. I'll tell you back. There was a time we were in London in 2017, and we were in a 5-wide set, and I bobbled. I caught the ball, but I had bobbled a catch over the middle of the field. And we were trying to hurry up and go just so they didn't challenge it, just in case it had hit the ground. And we lined up. I think Carson had already been put out of the game right there after he had broken his arm. So Drew Stant was in at quarterback. And we lined up and called the play we always ran, and it was a running play. And I think Drew got under center and turned around and looked and basically goes, that is Britt back there. Call timeout. They can challenge all they want to. This is not an advantageous matchup there. Right. Britt back. That's Aaron Donald and company over there. I did not want – I'm back there just shaking. Do not hand this ball to me. You better quarterback sneak this.
You're like the dude was it Waterboy where he's figuring out who to kick off to on the onside kick?
There's my
shaking.
Just like, please, do not hand me this football.
Even the people over the UK knew that was probably not a good matchup.
People in London said, why is number 10 back there at running back? This is not good.
He's shaking over there in single back right now.
I can see him shaking from the top row.
I mean, we bring up personnel packages, even like your 11, which they ran like 60% of the time last year. And then you get into 12 where you got 2 tight ends. And I think, regardless of what you feel about Tip Ryman or if it's Elijah Higgins who's playing second tight end in that spot, or even 13 or whatever, I'd like their ability to find mismatches in whatever personnel package, much like those teams you played for where you just had athletes all over the place that were versatile and could pretty much run any route tree you needed to. Somebody, if you wanted to pick up a block, can do it. I really like the versatility of this offense.
No, I think offensively, like I said earlier, on paper, receiver-wise, running back-wise, tight end-wise, quarterback, all of that. On paper, it looks unstoppable. And I think that, like you said, with all the different personnels, the Cardinals can beat you in 12, 13, 11, 10, 5 wides. It just doesn't matter what they put out there. You're in a disadvantage as a defense with all the playmakers that they have, in the arsenal. So I'm excited to see, when week 1 come. I mean, the preseason doesn't really give you what you want to see, but you get to see guys that haven't been in the league yet. But ultimately, week 1 is going to be a wild time out there.
It's also going to be a wild time is when the Arizona Cardinals go down to Miami and take on the Dolphins this season. We're going to be there October 25th through 28th. Do not miss out on the PHNX road trip to Miami. Has anybody even told you about this?
I haven't even been told yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're going down to South Beach. You better pack your bags.
South Beach is a dangerous place.
Taking on
pack your cigars, Britt.
You said what?
Pack your cigars.
Cigar? Well, I'm not packing. I'm gonna go buy cigars
True.
out there.
Get
True.
some,
You can
Pack
find
your
some
cutter.
good Cubans out there.
Pack
I'll
your cutter.
A cutter.
I'm getting
Your
married.
Torchlighter, we'll be ready.
couple Stogs. We've already decided that we're going to wife up Damon out there in Miami.
Hey, we can go to Little Havana and get you a couple of Cuban shirts and all that. Have you looking great.
That's the plan, man.
Damon
You
will
might
be-
never leave.
I don't know. It'd be tough. We might lose our award-winning producer, but it would be well worth it because of our friends at True Fan Travel setting us up so well for this amazing trip. Round-trip flights to Miami, charter bus transfers, hotel stay at a popular Miami hotel, a welcome event, meet and greet with Cardinals alumni, an exclusive tailgate party, round-trip transportation to and from the game, and your game ticket, Cards v. Dolphins road game. Head to truefantravel.com to get all the details. Reach out about any questions that you may have. You can reach out to me, email, Twitter DMs are open. Reach out to Damon. Johnny's an open book as well. And get your deposit in. Hold your spot for the trip package that allows best access for flights, hotels, ticket upgrades, and more. Head over to truefantravel.com/trips to book your spot today. Be on the lookout for the road trips brought to you by True Fan Travel. Signups for these road trips are live while spots are available. Cannot wait for this. Did anybody see the quotes coming out of Dolphins camp today while we're talking about Miami? So have you seen Tua lately?
I saw the new hairdo.
He's got the new hairdo. He's slimmed down.
Oh,
He lost a couple lbs. He was looking a little
he gave
chubby.
them to me.
Yeah, he was looking like a little thick last year, and his wide receivers noticed. So Tua said he lost weight to be more nimble and extend plays, and his teammates had jokes, including Cheetah Tyreek Hill. He said, quote, "I saw Tua at the Pro Bowl. I kind of was scared. He was fat as shit. How skinny he got. That's the stuff everybody is taking. What's the stuff everybody's taking?
Ozempic.
Yeah, that was Cheetah's quote. And then Jalen Waddle, who just got paid as well, not Jetta's pay, but he got an extension as well. He said, quote, "I told him I miss chubby Tua." I mean, guy's trying to do himself a service by slimming down. He's just getting roasted.
He's just getting roasted. Oh, you gotta love it. Ooh, is BG going to Miami? I don't know. Miami is a dangerous place for BG.
We can't just not do a show with BG.
I mean,
BG's
yeah,
going to Miami.
Yeah.
I'm probably going. Yeah, I'm probably going.
Jack Smith, Johnny says he's going to have a steak in Miami.
Johnny's gonna have a few bites of his steak, maybe.
If you join us on your trip, you could probably get a nice steakhouse steak for cheap because Johnny's not going to finish it.
You could just finish Johnny's steak. You don't even have to buy your steak.
Diego Perez, did Johnny miss today's show to buy more loafers? Brittan has not seen Johnny.
I haven't seen Johnny's loafers. Johnny got some loafers?
Yeah, he got some loafers. I don't know if he might have gotten them off Amazon. I don't know where he got them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they goofy?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, real goofy, but classy. I think
Classy
he's
loafers.
gonna wear them on the. We got like a boat cruise.
Yeah, we do have a booze cruise.
Yeah, we got a
Miami
booze
trip.
cruise planned for the Miami trip,
Oh,
and
Lord have
Johnny's
mercy.
gonna get the loafers on for sure.
Make sure Johnny's strapped in. Make sure he's got a seatbelt. We can't lose him over the side.
I don't think the loafers. His wife might have thrown them out during their vacation if he tried to bust those out on any of their little excursions on his trip. But Diego saying, "I know Johnny looks like he gets a tan." Classy, nasty, laughing, crying emoji. Jess, you don't even want to see them. LOL. I don't disagree with that. But here's what matters the most: Johnny loves them. That's all that
That's
matters.
all that matters.
JV likes his loafers. He's very proud of them. So, Super Chats, Saint Shitbag, MHJ, and Mike Willie combined for over 2,000 receiving yards this season. I like that. Thank
That'd
you for
be
the 49.
huge.
I think that should be the goal.
Yeah, I think so
Honestly, you need to. I mean, even the years when we were going crazy out here, right? You had Fitz was over 1,000, Smoke was over 1,000, Mike was eclipsing 1,000 or
Yeah.
right below 1,000. There was times we had, especially that 2015 season. And I think because Mike missed like the first one, he did that to his hand. I think in preseason or in training camp. But
Mhm.
I mean, if he doesn't miss 6 games, we had 3 guys with 1,000 yards receiving that year. So I mean, that is the goal. To have 2 of your top receivers over 1,000
Yeah.
yards, you're gonna have. I mean, you'll win 6 to 8 games at minimum just because
Right.
of that. Right. So I think that's a big goal.
I mean,
to
I
have.
think the only thing that's going to slow them down, like this is the old North Carolina, Dean Smith, Michael Jordan stuff. Like the only thing that's going to slow those guys from really getting gaudy numbers is kind of the system, the scheme.
Well, yeah, and all the playmakers you have, right? And it's
a lot of mouths
at that point, right? At the point there's a lot of mouths to feed, but it's a good problem to have at this point. So when you get to the end of the season and you look, and I've got, 5 guys over 750 yards, 4 guys, 3 guys. All right, if you got 3, 4 guys and you're sitting there all over 750, you're doing something right.
Yeah,
you got a balanced passing attack. That's
and
sure.
You also have to know you've got 1,000-yard rusher in the backfield, right? So you're gonna hand the ball off, which in turn, all that's going to do is help your passing game. James Conner goes out there and does what he did this last season, averaging 5 yards a carry every time he touches that football. Now you've got guys stacking the box. You got 8 guys in the box. It's man coverage on the outside, and you're not going to fare so well with the 4 guys. I mean, even if it's 11 personnel with Marvin, Greg, and Michael, and then you throw in Zay, you've got and Trey McBride, right? There's problems everywhere on that offense for defenses. So
game of mismatches, right? And the Arizona Cardinals have guys that can really kind of exploit those, even like standard, as you said, 11 personnel. And also, like we didn't even touch on this with James, even though he's poised to have another big season going into the final year of his deal. They take Trey Benson, 66th overall, this game-breaking running back out of Florida State, who seems like he's a younger version of James Conner.
Yeah, I mean, you've got options, which is a great, like we said, it's a great problem to have during the football season. So,
Diego Perez, are we finally done with the negative headlines? ? I think we're on our way as far as this organization, this franchise. It seems like Bidwill has given the reins to Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon, and they're the right people to kind of change the narrative surrounding this organization. And yeah, I think we're going to see fewer and fewer negative headlines and more positive surrounding their franchise quarterback, their big-time playmakers, and the coaching staff and front office. So that's great to see. Saint Shitbag, one last super chat chiming in. Can BG finish a steak? Absolutely. Saw it in the flesh, in person, at the steakhouse in Indy, same place that Johnny did not. BG not only had his shrimp cocktail.
I could have had another one.
Yeah, it was delicious. What steak did you get?
The filet.
You got the filet, so you were filet with me.
Yeah.
While Damon and Johnny were
ribeye guys. But I don't even know if Johnny can call himself a ribeye guy.
No.
Like me and Shane were ribeye guys. We finished our food.
You're right. You earned the distinction as ribeye guy. But because Johnny wants to say, "Oh, you had shrimp cocktail. Oh, we had bread. Oh, we had cocktails."
And I had 3 of them whiskey drinks. Johnny had a half. I don't want to hear it, Johnny.
It's true. He didn't finish his drink either.
He didn't finish his drink. I had 3 of them whiskey things. I was slightly tilted walking out of that steakhouse.
We're in a good spot going out into the Indy nightlife that night. But yeah, Johnny he was full of excuses. But of course, BG got it done. No doubt about it. Finished his steak. AZ Fan 1998, quick 199 super chat. Cardinals going to be in the playoff this year. I like it. I love it. Look, I said 63% of the teams that had 6.5 total win lines, you hit the over on that 63% of the time. So
it's attainable.
It is.
I mean, if it's just got to be, do they make the plays when the plays count? Do you win the close games? And that's the situation. Like if you look at last year, Cardinals win 3 or 4 more games last year if they win the close game.
Yeah.
So
fishbowl flash. Johnny's full of excuses, just not steak.
Hey, what is this 999 thing?
So the 999 is you have 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, and 9 innings of baseball. And it's going to be our next venture here at PHNX Cardinals. We're going to find the most disgusting Diamondbacks game.
Wow. I don't like that bottom
right.
Man, BG ain't guzzling no blizzards. I tell you that much.
But we're going to do it as a team and see how the squad does. And, Johnny took it upon himself to kind of be the face of this, even though
shot. I got 2 out of Johnny's going to get 2 hot dogs and be toast.
I said 2. I've been
guaranteed.
I think by the second inning he's done.
We love you, Johnny, but you're not eating 9 hot dogs. You couldn't even eat a 14-ounce steak.
No. What's the excuse going to be this time?
I'm fairly certain that the second inning is going to be some sort of buzzer beater situation where he's really going to have to struggle to get the beer and the hot dog down at the end of there's 2 outs already in the inning and he's got to get it down. That third inning, there's no chance.
Hey,
none.
Dude, 9. The hot dog part is going to be the hardest. 9? I mean, you get one an inning, I guess.
You get 2 half innings.
Yeah, God bless.
You get 6 outs to get it down.
Woo.
Johnny, certified glizzy gobbler. I don't know about that.
That is wild. I'll tell you that. It's
a wild comment, but I don't know about that. Yeah, well, I mean, you're welcome to partake if you want.
Man, that sounds like a horrible stomachache.
Yeah, it's
like where you got to do 9 beers too. They don't have small beers.
That's the thing. So you'd have to get the value beers, which I think are anywhere from 10 to 12 ounces.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable because like I went to the D-backs game of the day when the Tigers were in town. My buddy was pitching for the Tigers, and
the tall boys would be crazy. Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing tall boys, that got to count as at least 2 beers
for sure.
That's crazy.
Shafe saying, make sure you bring the wheelchair for Johnny. He would look like Paul Pierce being wheeled off the court, and maybe for the same reason as we found out later down the line that Pierce crapped himself or nearly crapped himself.
That's crazy.
Glizzy Gladiator. I love it. Yeah, we'll keep you up to date. See if you want to even jump in that. That's going to be a crazy challenge.
That's a wild challenge. I mean, I'm always down for a challenge, but man. Yeah, that bottom comment is the truth right there. Well, your stomach going to be so messed up.
Yeah, you're going to pay big time for that. I mean, the beers, if you're having those value beers, and that's
what's going to get your stomach.
But if you eat that amount of food, you're not going to be intoxicated. You're not going to feel the.
I don't know that bread will soak a little bit up, but man, my stomach hurting just thinking about it.
Oh man, if you love the chat right now, you're missing out on the exclusive member Discord that continues on all the time, 24/7. The only way you access that is becoming a diehard. Become a PHNX diehard right now. Go PHNX.com. More perks than that. You get discounts on all the events that we're running. You get it full. You can check out the entire site. Anything behind a paywall you have access to. You get that membership card. You're an official member of the PHNX community. Do not miss out on becoming a diehard today. Many of the people in the chat will give you testimonials how much they love being a diehard. I see Han shot first. The heartburn aftermath, the 999 will be catastrophic. I don't doubt that. But Han shot first. Love him. He's in the Discord. So is Jess. So many of you. We love chatting with you on a daily basis. You can jump in that by becoming a member of the diehard at gophnx.com. Brittan, it's been awesome, man, having you back on the show. It's been too long. We got to get you here more often before the start of the regular season. This is an exciting time. I'm going to be back out there tomorrow. OTAs continue in the heat. Kyler Murray and crew, and then mandatory minicamp next week for the Cards. Saul saying, Miami people, let me see that from the GM at the bottom. Miami people, come party with us. Absolutely. We've got some Cardinals fans down in Miami that we're asking about this. You are more than welcome to join the festivities when we are out there for the game on October 27th and the festivities surrounding the game October 25th through 28th. So don't miss out on that. Make sure you're checking things out with True Fan Travel. Go PHNX.com. You can check out all the events, more details, all the details you need on that trip to Miami.
If you're not sold on Skinny Tua, then I don't know what's going to sell you.
If you don't want to get down there and see Tua, Skinny Tua maybe get taken out by BJ Ojulari, is that too much? Is that too far?
I mean, just with his history, I think it might be a tad. Maybe we stay away from that one, but It's all good.
All right, I'll class it up. But Skinny Tua, is he going to be playing by late October? That's a great question in itself.
Yeah.
But we've got some insight on Kyler Murray we want to share tomorrow. Don't miss the return of Johnny Venerable. He can defend himself in person when he returns to this show, PHNX Cardinals. Barring any breaking news, we will join you tomorrow at 4:30 for Brittan Golden and our award-winning producer, Damon, Dawg. I'm Bo Brack. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you soon.
We all silly like the mayor.